No.
Agárrense de los cinturones. Ah, espera.
Pero ¿cómo lo... What up? What's up, good people? Good night, people. Tonight, welcome once again to a new episode of this podcast, Totally Alive, for second week in a row, which is a miracle. Yeah, you will see why in a moment. But yeah, we have just 5 minutes late, which is another miracle. Sorry about that, by the way. But we're ready to start. It's a new week, new games that we played during the last couple of days. So we are ready to share with you everything about what we have been doing in the last, the past days, whatever. So I would like to welcome my co-host for tonight, probably for the next 6 months or so, hopefully. So I would like to welcome my dear friend Axel from Dados and Amigos. Let's bring it to the stage.
Hello, beautiful people. Thank you, Mask Maple, for inviting me to our podcast.
To
Very happy
my
to be here.
podcast? No, this is
To our
our
podcast. I say to our
podcast. Yes,
podcast.
yes, yes. It's
Yes,
us. It's us. Yes.
yes.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine so far. We're dealing with this new COVID spike around my area. I don't know if that
Oh
happens
no.
to you as well, where you live, but at least here we are receiving a lot of coming emails and alerts from the government saying, "Be careful, you probably
Oh
will
no.
be at home for the
Exposed.
next 2 years again." No, no, I mean
Oh
not
man.
that. I don't know. I'm,
Not. Not. Thank you.
I'm just thinking positive because I'm tired to go to the office, honestly. But
Mm,
I don't know.
Lord.
No,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, I don't know where you're located, but right now where I am, which for those who don't know, it's Michigan, the United States.
Mhm. Mhm.
And right now, temperature is changing quite a bit. It's going from really warm to cold. Some days are
Mhm.
cold, some days are warm, and that's
Mm.
the magic formula for getting sick.
Mm.
Getting a cold.
Mm.
So who knows?
Right.
Hopefully, it's just a cold and it's not the return of COVID because
I
that
don't
would
know. Well,
not be fun.
that will be the best reprint ever so far,
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
right? No, and I'm shame of you that you don't know where I live. We have talked about this for I don't know how long, and you should know by now. But no,
You live in the land of the merry.
yes, 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 exactly. Yes, you're right. I
That
cannot
should be
argue.
enough.
I cannot argue that. So yeah,
That's
you're
true.
right.
It's a
Yeah,
fact.
you're right. It's a fact.
Perfect,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
So, why don't we go ahead and start with the podcast?
Nice,
And
nice.
also, if anyone's joining us today, don't be shy and share your
Yeah,
comments.
yeah. Come on, come on.
Yes.
You're
All
more
right.
than
So,
welcome. Last week we have a very fun chat,
mhm.
sharing, comments and stuff. We really enjoyed that dynamic. So hopefully we have, and if not, that's okay. You can always replay the podcast anytime you want, and
There is always next
we'll
week
see
too.
exactly next week. Yeah,
If
yeah.
couldn't join us today. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, we're gonna get started with the first section of the podcast, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty much what we've been playing in the last week. So,
Yes.
Maski, why don't you get us started and share with us what games you've been getting out to the table
Mm-hmm.
lately?
Yes. So, like I said, I'm very happy now that we have finally found a group of friends that um, we can play with them every week. You
Okay.
know, so also that's something that makes me very happy because in the past it will be like you know just I can mostly the games I play will be through BGA to be
Mm-hmm.
honest,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
and also because it's very convenient. But anyway, so yeah,
Yeah.
because of that, this past weekend, we had in our table, the first game we played was Wonderland's War. So I don't know if you have played that game.
I
Yes.
have not played that game. I
If you know
have that
what's up.
game in my shelf of shame, but I know how it's played. I read the rules like 3 times, maybe, just hoping for the day that it gets out to the table. It's a fairly easy game, right?
Well, in I mean, in concept is easy, and I think I said this to our friends,
Mm-hmm.
but for us, this game is like when you start explaining the game, sounds complicated, but
Uh-huh.
it's like one round. I mean, the game has two phases, right? One phase is the tea party phase, and the second one is
The fights for the different areas.
exactly the fighting or the battle phase. So once you start with the tea party, it's very easy because it's basically drafting cards, right? So when you start
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
drafting cards, you just pretty much know what you want. So but the iconography of the game really helps. It's really nice to have everything in place and maybe a couple of cards. After you start picking cards, maybe the second or third one, you already know what to choose, right? And
Mm-hmm.
once the first round or the first combat during the combat phase is start, so that's when the I don't know. The game itself is fun, but I believe that part of the game is the most fun part of the game because it's when all the player or most of the players can interact and it's this adrenaline to draw the correct chip from the bag and fighting and blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
it's quite nice. Like I
So
said,
it's a push your luck, right?
push your luck is it has like drafting, like I said, drafting element
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
at the beginning of the game,
Yeah.
and then you have area control because also you have to have some majorities in the areas in order to control and put some castles and blah blah blah, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have the push your luck element. So
Mm.
it's quite nice. I really enjoy it. The production is amazing.
Was that the
Um,
first time you played it, or is this you
No,
play a
yeah,
couple times
no,
now?
I have played a couple of times already
Okay.
because I really, really like. For the first time I played, actually, for the first time I saw play that game through the how to play game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't remember. I think it was Becca Scott who
Okay.
on her channel. Wise,
Yeah.
I saw the video. So anyway, so yeah, that was the first game we played. My group of friends enjoyed. We had a lot of laughs and we have fun. It was really fun.
Okay.
The only thing we maybe share the comments or what they said, what they thought at the end, but
Mm-hmm.
that was the first game. Then in the middle we have this filler, amazing filler that uh, I also just tried for the second time, which is Point City, the sequence for Point
Okay.
Salad. I wanted to try
Point
in with a
City.
I wanted to try with a different group of people, with a different group of friends, and yeah, they also like it. And finally, to close the night, we played Wolves. Wolves, which is this
Panda
game from
Stars games.
Pandasaur's game. Yes,
Nice.
yes, yes,
That one
yes,
looks really interesting. How do you
yes.
like
I
it?
really, I mean, I really like it. I really like it. This is area control, and also this is not a mean game by its, I mean, by nature,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can make some movements that could be mean, right? But it's
Yeah.
always it is not just because you want to be mean. It all has a purpose, right?
Yep. Yep.
It's not that you just wanted to punish your your friends or your or opponents, which
Right.
by the way is one of the well, it is the thematic or the theme for our podcast.
Correct.
But anyway, so yeah, we close the night with Wolves, and then on Sunday, we close the weekend playing Castles or Burgundy, which
Oh, the new version.
the new version, which is Boccato di Cardinale. It's pretty nice. The production is amazing. Even when I didn't get the ultimate version, I just got the upgraded chips, the upgraded tiles and the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
castles. But yeah, still, it's really nice. Um, and it's a game, one of my favorites game ever.
Okay,
That's
so it was really nice to have
really really
like
nice.
the
Yeah,
deluxe
exactly.
premium
For me, is
version of it.
we finally have a version that this game deserves. Finally,
Okay.
for based on
Okay.
the mechanics and the game itself. we had finally the version that this game deserves, basically.
Wow,
So yeah,
that
that's it.
looks
Yeah, look at that.
fancy.
Yeah, look at that,
That
isn't
looks
it?
fancy.
Yep, 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 yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Well, it
Yeah,
was Awakened Realms, right? The one that
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
did the
They have
reprint, the fancy reprint.
they have this mention for Ravensburg. Just like in very very small in the upgraded tiles box.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure, to be honest, if they have something to do with the production at the end, because they were the publisher. They were the original publisher for the game for Castle
Okay.
Burgundy. They were Ravensburg,
Hmm.
and yeah, it was strange that their name. Um,
Was
doesn't
added.
appear on the box. But yeah, I saw it. Actually, my wife told me that, oh, this is not from Ravensburg. And like I say, it is like it's supposed to be, but I don't know. Yeah,
Oh.
that's pretty much what I was playing. I think I also have some other games playing through BGA, which
Mm.
is not that I don't want to share, but right now I think I consider that I would like to,
That's good. I
uh,
mean, 3 games is pretty good.
mm,
You can save some for next week. There's no shame in that.
yeah, 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 maybe.
There's so much we can play in one week. We gotta make our content last.
Right, right, exactly. Yes.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, that's
Before
me.
that's pretty good. I mean, what,
Mhm.
3 games, and I wouldn't say they're light games. Castle Burgundy is kind of medium, maybe.
Medium.
Um, what else you play? You play Wanderlust War. I will say also medium.
Medium. Yeah, medium. Long medium, because it was a 5 player count
Hmm.
game. I mean, we have the maximum count of players,
Yeah.
and yeah, it took us like almost 3 hours playing the whole game. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, because I remember, I think that the only time we played with more than 2 players was 3 players, and it
Okay.
was also 2 hours, almost 2 hours playing. But now we were 5, including. I mean, I'm also counting the explanation of the game.
Oh,
Mm,
of course. Okay, so that's not bad.
everything. Yeah,
How
because
I'm
mhm,
curious. How long is a game of the Wolves? It looks like a quick game, but I'm not
it's a
sure.
quick game, actually. Also, it depends. The speed of the game depends on the number of players,
Okay.
because when less players, you have less rounds, or the rounds are runs faster. Yeah, yeah. Basically, the way you count or you trigger the end of the game is through a calendar, right? So in
Okay.
that calendar, because you follow the lunar cycle. Oh, that's pretty nice, because you're wolf, so you
Of
owl
course.
the moon.
Yes.
So you're
That makes
following
sense.
you're following the moon, basically.
All
And
right.
so yeah, you have 3 scoring phases during the game, um and yeah, based on the
On the
calendar.
calendar.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
pretty much.
Did you
Mhm.
did you win? Which matches
I
did you
did
win?
I did win Wonderland's War and Point City,
Hmm.
but one of my friends was the one who won Wolves, and for Castle of Burgundy was my wife who won.
No,
That's
nice,
her
nice,
her
nice.
that's her game. She has
Okay,
said before, and yeah, she knows how to play that game pretty
excellent.
well.
All
Yes.
right, sounds like a good time.
Yeah. What about you?
What about me? What about
Hmm.
Adri? Adri, that's in the chat.
Oh,
Adri,
nice.
thank you for joining us today. She says
Thank
hello,
you.
and she says, "Please play it, Axel. You won't regret it." I think she's talking about um Wonderland's
Wonderland's
War at the
War.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is
Yep.
true. I know it's there. It's just we just
Mhm.
need that opportunity to get it out. And I
Right.
feel like I might be wrong, but I feel like being an area control game, it probably benefits from playing more than 3 or more players and not at the minimum of 2 players. I don't know if I might be wrong. Maybe it's really good at 2 players too, but I got a feeling that's probably better at 3 or more.
Yeah. And to be honest, yes, I feel the same. That
Okay.
with 3 players, you enjoy more the game more, because there is this time when you can compete for the area control of the
Hmm.
different zones. So it's more interesting to have more players involved to
Makes
fight
sense.
for the control. And this is the thing, because you don't have to fight in every single region of the game. You choose which one, depends on. whatever
Your
decision you
strategy
want. Yes, for your strategy. So yeah.
makes sense.
Hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So that's probably why I haven't taken it out
Yeah.
to the table. I've been
I,
waiting.
I have tried. Just let me just say this. I
Hmm.
have tried two players, and it's also fun. But
Hmm.
definitely, I mean, it's not that it doesn't work with two players or it's something bad with the
Hmm.
game. But honestly, or personally, same time, I enjoy it with more players. That's it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yep.
All right. So for me, I want to share two games that I have played recently.
Hmm.
The
Bring it.
first one is
Bring them.
one of the Try Perfecta combo from what's his name?
Eric Lang.
Eric Lang. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Yeah.
that is Blood Rage. I recently finished a game of Blood Rage on Board Game Arena, and I gotta
Oh.
say that I'm a bit disappointed. I
Okay.
gotta bring the this is my spicy point of the episode.
Mm.
I just I wanna love his games, but I don't feel like I'm getting what came. I feel like I'm not. It's not meeting my expectations that it
Wow.
sets. What I mean by that is that I look at the game. It has these amazing miniatures. It has this area control, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna figure out a strategy to fight my opponents and get rewarded for it. So I
Right.
feel like I'm
Right.
gonna win because because I did better on my battles and things like that.
Mm.
But in my games, the Blood Rage, which is only two, on both of them, I focus on the quests. Every round, you can choose to either get cards
Mm-hmm.
for the battle, you can get cards for upgrades, or you can get cards that are quests that you can fulfill for points.
Mm.
So I focus on the quest strategy, and every round, I will make sure that I got quest cards and that I will complete those quests.
Fulfill the okay. Mm-hmm.
So every time I will totally ignore the battles. Like I didn't care if I won or lost the battles. I will just care about fulfilling the quest. And you know
Okay.
what? I won both games of Blood Rage.
Okay.
I had the most amount of
So
points.
it's supposed to be a combat game, and you won by not combating. Okay.
Exactly. And that is a bit frustrating for me
Okay.
because I don't
Got it.
want it to be
Got it. Got
that
it.
way. But maybe
Mm.
maybe someone that has more experience with Blood Rage can correct me and uh, explain to us how you can win
Yes, please.
without quests. I feel like quests is a very important part of Blood Rage. But anyway,
It-
that's one game. The
mhm.
second game I played, it's Dog Park.
Dog
And
Park.
actually,
Nice.
I
Mm.
had the opportunity to play this game with Adri in the chat. We played
Mm.
this live
Right.
stream.
Yes, I saw it.
Hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, I cannot speak for her, but I was a bit disappointed at how it felt at two players specifically. We felt that there wasn't enough competition for the different dog breeds, which, by the way, this is second episode, so forgive us, but we haven't really explained the games. So in Dog Park, we are trying to be the best dog walker of the neighborhood.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um, so this game came out fairly recent, I think last year, 2022.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah,
That's right.
and
Yep.
it says 1 to 4 players. I mean, I haven't played one, but
Mhm.
the one game that we did at 2 players was okay. Like
Mhm.
the bot that's supposed to compete for the dogs that were walking didn't really feel like it was, making us take difficult decisions. It was more like, oh, the bot is gonna go for that dog, so I don't care. I'll go for the other dog.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, it was just at 2 players. It felt kind of flat,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
but I
Okay.
love the
Okay.
team though. I love dogs. I don't know if you can see
Well.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is one of them.
Ah, it's there. Ah, you
Yeah,
were
there's the.
you were hiding. Okay.
I was hiding
Nice.
the. She was hiding, but maybe the Minerva, the other dog, will show up later. But
Yep.
anyway, that was those. Oh, there she is.
Ah,
I
look
think
at
she
her.
heard her
Yeah.
name.
So, are you
Oh
calling
yeah,
me? You want me to be here? Yeah. Okay.
they are a
Well.
bit spoiled. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. She wants
Um,
to. It's like a meal here.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
But
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, those were the two games I wanted to share with you guys today.
Mm. If allow me a comment
Mhm.
here. I think I will start first with Dog Park.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I backed the game when it was in Kickstarter,
Okay.
and I backed the whole thing and stuff because of this pretty much the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it happened to you as well, but when you watch the videos in Kickstarter and and you start reading the mechanics and stuff, it's like, wow, this is a very interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
This
Mm-hmm.
sounds promising.
It's called marketing.
I mean, it's like this podcast, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the reels are more fun than our lives, I guess. No, no, no. Let you join us, please. But
No,
but
but no, they do a really good job at showcasing their games, which is, I mean, honestly, that's their job, right? Their job
yeah,
is to convince you that their game is worth buying.
which
Uh,
at some point probably the same feeling at some point, like there's the feeling you have, bit disappointed at the end because you are expecting something, but after a couple of years actually backing
mhm.
games in Kickstarter, I learned
Mhm.
to have my expectations low. And then
Yeah.
if some game is like a little over it, they're like, okay, nice. I feel okay with the game. I feel in peace with myself backing the
Yeah.
game, right? Sometimes it's just also you try to justify your backing with the theme or the production or whatever, or maybe
Right.
just the
Or because
mechanics.
it's a Kickstarter exclusive, right? Like if you don't get it
Right,
now,
yeah.
you're
Damn
not
it.
gonna get
God damn
ever.
it.
That's
That's
terrible.
terrible. Yeah.
That's
That's
terrible.
terrible. I mean
They play with
for-
people's FOMO.
yeah, every single time. And that's why I try to, at the beginning, I was very excited when I entered the Kickstarter world, which probably will be one of our episodes. Yeah,
It
most
will be for
it
sure.
will be a
So we'll
probably.
keep it short about it today.
Yeah, but this is we'll back to the game. So back to the Doctor game.
Hmm.
So I felt the same when I played the first time with two players. It was like, okay,
Okay.
when the game starts, you know,
Right.
I was like, what? I mean, this it. And also, I think the rounds are very short, like only 4 rounds, and you only have the choose to pick very few dogs. And I
Yeah.
thought, like for instance, I'll put this example as Wingspan, right? With
Hmm.
Wingspan, you have the possibility to choose from a huge deck because the deck of dog parks is also huge.
It
It's a
is. Yeah. What's
huge
the
deck.
price? It's, I think it's like 100 or 200 unique
It's
cards.
yes, not all of them are unique. I mean,
Hmm. Hmm.
unique because the art is unique, but some
Exactly.
of the powers are the same.
Some, all the, well, no, a lot of
No,
the
yeah,
powers are the
yeah, a
same,
lot of
which
yeah.
is nice for, not having to remember all these powers, but
Hmm. Yeah, exactly.
it diminishes
If
the
you if
amazingness
you
of having
if
200
you
cards.
have if you have this amount of cards, you try. I mean, yeah. Once again, wingspan, for the God's sake. So you have like right now you have like 500 cards. I don't know how many, but
Hmm.
yeah, you have a bunch of cards. Um, Pretty much all of them they have different requirements, different powers, different something different, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, other than the art, which obviously is different,
Yeah.
it's unique, but they have something else, more carnita, something else that can give us,
Yeah.
right? And I would, I really would like to say that the experience improves with more players. And I have
I,
played
I
the game,
I can see that. I can see how it
but
plays
no,
better.
no. Hold on. Let me. I would like to say that,
Okay.
but for me, it's when I've also played with 4 players and the experience just it improves just a little bit more.
Oh
It's
no.
not a huge
Oh
difference.
no.
I played with 4 players. I mean, for me, it was when I played. I was already playing Parks game,
Okay.
Wingspan, and all these games, and for me, it was like try to put all
High
together here.
competition.
Yeah, I try, but you try to make because they have. I don't know if you have played Parks before.
I have not had the chance.
Well,
No.
parks is pretty much the same. You walk, you stuff, or you're actually your hiker, not your stuff. You
Okay.
you walk your hiker through the
Yeah.
different the scenarios and
Okay.
stuff. and you collect resources that you will use to complete or visit parts in this case. But it's
Okay.
pretty much the same. You are the
You're
phase on
walking
walking the
yourself this
dogs
time.
and get the resources that you will need to walk the dogs in the next rounds. It's pretty much the same context, right? And I
Okay.
thought, like, okay, but they are taking that part, that's okay. But I will really like something else that changed the game,
Yeah.
or something else that brings more fun, to be honest. And
Yeah.
and right, but look at this. Even though when that happened, I also have already backed the expansion for this, because I don't,
No.
I don't
You,
want, I
sir,
don't want,
have a
I don't want,
problem.
I know, well, but because I don't want to surrender. I will say like, no, this game should have
You.
more. Should
Oh
this,
no. I have
I
not looked at the
trusted them.
expansion. Do you
I
know what
trust,
it does?
yeah, so far.
Okay.
I trust that this expansion will fix something, like give me the experience of the that I was expecting for the base game, And
Yeah.
pretty much what it is, right now in the game they have the pure breed dogs, right? Like
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
right now they have this cute element with rescue dogs and mixed breeds and stuff like
But it's more
that.
of the same.
But pretty much they all have also included different powers, and there is another element that I forgot, but I, I already I saw, and it was like, okay, hopefully this gives me something that they say, that I will say at the end. I will
It was
never.
worth it.
It's worth it. I will never, never, ever will play again with the base game. I have to use the expansion, and that will be my base game for now on. But
Damn.
yeah, pretty much that. And talking about Blood Rage, I don't know, maybe because I have, but we'll enter to our episode with this game. I will say, well,
Hmm.
I'll send you the pass, and you kick through to
Through
the
the
net,
door.
to the net.
Okay.
Okay, because we are, maybe it depends on the style of play of game, the game. Gaming, or the way we played every game, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It
Because
depends on the group of people are playing.
for me, when you say that, if the box, or the game, the rule says, okay, you will have to combat, you will have to do something to hurt your opponents.
Mm-hmm.
You can, or even if it says not, you have not, but you may do something to the other players in order to
Mm-hmm.
gain something, or just to, don't let them win. I
Yeah.
will try to, at least once in the game, I will try to do it,
Yeah.
because this is part of the things that I enjoyed during the game, the competition, the way that, let's see what happens if I really do these mean things during the game.
Mm.
What's the purpose to include this part in the game, right?
Yeah.
So for me, also, I consider the game one of the most fun parts, because you are not throwing dices to calculate the damages. So you
No
use
cards.
cards, and
Yep.
you know that when you're drafting the cards, you know that you left behind some cards that maybe your opponent will use, and
Took.
especially
Yep.
with two players, right?
That's
Because you
true.
know.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe at two players it feels different. The two times I have played it, it was at four players. So.
Hmm. Yeah, so when two player will be very easy to know what to expect when you are
Mm-hmm.
fighting,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I know what you have. I mean, even when there's like, I don't know, I don't remember exactly how many cards you have to draw every
I
round.
think it's like seven, eight, six, maybe. Quite a
Probably
bit.
you will not remember all the cards that you pass to your opponent, but some, and probably the most powerful of the ones that you were in
Yeah.
between to decide which one to pick, right?
And
So
when
those,
it came back to you, it wasn't there anymore. It's like, okay,
exactly, exactly.
that
He
person
took
took
it.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that also is part of the elements of the game that at some point will, with two players, honestly, will not create the same experience, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But with more players, this combat, I honestly consider a very important part of the game,
Hmm.
because you, even when you have the quests and stuff, for me is like the fun part of the game.
Hmm.
Try to, see and try to see who
with the
has the
battle.
stronger. Yes, exactly. It's part of the things that I enjoy in games that include
Well,
this mechanic.
that's exactly my point. I'm like,
Hmm.
this game says that the, at least from the art and the theme and the rules, is like, okay, the fun in this game will be battling each other,
Hmm.
but obviously you also want to win, right? So either
Kind
you want to have
of.
fun or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to win.
Hmm.
uh
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
sometimes I in this case I decided to win instead of having fun,
Okay.
and I won.
Yeah, no,
So that's kind of sad
definitely.
that you cannot do both. At least, in my opinion, maybe at two
Espe-
players it is different, like you were saying.
Especially because in these kind of games, because of the thematic, when you lose uh, warriors during the battle,
Hmm.
they're not totally wasted, or it's not because they can reward you to because they go to
Right.
Valhalla, and
And if you
maybe
have cards
that
that give you
also
points,
that could also help you. You have some quests for that.
yes.
So I really like the game, but this is one of the games that I also will not play without the expansion. I don't know if you have tried with the expansion.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think I
So
have tried it.
you, I think that you
Well,
should try at some
maybe.
point.
Okay.
If you haven't already, if you don't remember, but if you do, I don't know. I honestly,
Okay.
I really like it. I hope that at some point you find the joy in fighting, like some of the
I
games
hope
that.
that I hope that one day I lose by the quest strategy. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, yeah, to make it to force you
To
to go to
force me
battle.
to do the battle strategy. Exactly. That's
Mm.
all I hope. That way, that
Nice.
if that ever happens, my hope and
Hmm.
my expectations of Blood Rage will be restored.
Right, 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 right.
Alrighty, so I think it is time to move on to section two of the podcast. And
Hmm.
today's episode, we are dealing with the topic of games that can ruin friendships.
Hmm. Yep, yep.
So, thank you everyone who commented on the question that we posted on Instagram. And again, if you didn't put your life, don't be shy and share your answer.
Hmm.
But I think we're gonna start with ours, and then we'll go to the comments. So,
Yes, sir.
Masket,
Now hold on,
what
hold on.
are games?
I would like to change here. I
Oh
started
no,
the previous section. You go first. Come
I
on.
go first.
Yeah, go first.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll go first. I
Yeah.
have two games. I have two games.
Oh, two, only two. Nice.
Yes, only two. Yeah, I mean, I try not to play games that ruin friendships. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
um,
That
all
makes
right. So the
sense.
first game I have for you is called Exploding Kittens.
Oh, exploding kittens.
Exploding
Okay.
Kittens. It's a card game. It's quite famous. It's one of the
Mm-hmm.
most successful Kickstarters. It's been around for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very mainstream, I would say, and widely available game. You can find it at Walmart and pretty much any grocery store or supermarket. But it's a game with cute cat art where the objective is to not be the loser. So you're passing cards around, and there's gonna be a card that is exploding kitten, and whoever draws that card is gonna lose the game. So pretty much you're trying to manage not drawing the card, and you do that by passing cards around and by looking at the deck ahead of time with different effects, or you know, doing all that. But I feel like there is a players can organize themselves in such a way that they can try to target a specific player.
Right. Right.
Yes, and that is a lot of like
They
BS.
can hit feet behind the table like yeah,
Yeah, like you know
yeah,
what?
you got this.
Like Axel hasn't lost in 2 rounds. We need to.
Right,
We're
right.
gonna
Oh,
help
I
each
hate
other.
that.
We're gonna help each other so that he gets the exploding kitten. And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
why?
yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you,
So
bro. I feel
definitely,
you, bro.
definitely don't enjoy that. Another, my
Mm-hmm.
second game that I
Mm-hmm.
have,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird because I played a lot. My group of friends really enjoys it, and we have a good time with it. But I feel like if you play it with the wrong people, it can be quite friendship destructor.
Okay.
But the game I'm talking about is called Galapagos. Have you played Galapagos?
No, I haven't
You have
played
not
that.
played
I'm not.
Galapagos. Well,
I don't even think
you
I
don't
have
know
heard
what
about
it
it.
looks
No.
like. Okay, I'll find it. But in the meantime, I'll tell you about it.
Mm-hmm.
So Galapagos, it's a game. where the players are stranded on a desert island.
Okay.
So we are all in the island, and we have to cooperate with each other. So we need to take turns. We have to spend our actions either collecting water or collecting food or building a raft. You can do that, or you
Mm,
can search a deck of cards for items. Those
okay.
items can be food, water, or they can also be weapons.
Okay. Okay.
So Uh, the game goes for about 8 rounds, more or less, because it's gonna stop when you draw a card that says that there's a hurricane arriving. So we either need to leave the island by that point, or we
Okay.
all just lose. So
Okay.
there's a time constraint. We have to work together. We have to every round we need to have enough water and enough food
Okay.
to survive. If
Okay.
there is not enough water or enough food, then we need to make a boat. You need to vote not gonna get water or food, whatever is missing, and that
Oh,
person
okay.
dies. That person
Wow.
is out of the game. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's pretty intense.
Okay.
And then if let's say that we all work together
Hmm.
and we make it all the way to the hurricane card where we have to leave the island.
Okay.
Not only do we need to pay the food and the water for that round, but we also need
Hmm.
to have enough food for and water for the trip. So for another round and enough rafts to
Hmm.
leave the island.
Okay.
And obviously the game is designed in such a way that there won't be enough for everybody. Like
Okay.
there's not enough resources for everybody and there's not enough rafts for everybody. So
Okay.
somebody is gonna have to die at some point. There's no way you can finish the game without at
Without
least one person
nice.
being
I
eliminated.
said that. Oh, that's a shame.
So that's what I'm saying, right? So the
Okay.
game's objective is to every round, if there's not enough resources, vote someone to die. But also, like I mentioned earlier, you have a deck of cards of items that you can search, and you can get a gun and you can
Okay.
get
Oh.
bullets. You need
Oh.
a bullet and a gun to
Okay.
eliminate another player. So it becomes really weird where people are trying to make deals. People are like, "Oh, I have a bullet. If I give it to
Mm.
you, you'll save me, right?" And then you start making these weird deals.
what,
It just
what
gets really intense.
what kind of sadistic Catan is this?
This is a very intense game. So obviously you
Ah,
can,
Galapagos.
yeah.
I think I have seen the cover before. I honestly haven't even
It's
paying
a
real
small
attention.
box game. It's very
Mm.
good. It's very good at what it does. It makes you
It's
go
pretty
through a lot
bad
of
rank.
feelings, but
It's very bad ranked
it
in
does. I'm not sure
BGG.
why. I think
Okay.
it might just be a lot of people that are hurt from being killed in the game. Probably.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
Probably.
Makes sense. Makes
Uh,
sense.
so that's why you need to make sure you're playing with the right
Uh,
people. The ones that are
right.
gonna be okay if you eliminate them, the ones that are not gonna take it personal and remind you every year, every time you meet them. You're
In
like, you
Christmas.
killed me.
In
You
Christmas.
killed me in
You
Galapagos.
remember that time you killed me in Galapagos? Then this is your
Exactly.
present for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why this game can be a very, very friendship
Ho ho ho.
destroyer.
Mm,
Um, with the
okay,
wrong with the wrong friendship, I
got it.
guess maybe.
Nice.
Yeah. But what about you, Maske? What did you bring us today?
I, first, I just wanted to say a couple of things regarding the games you just shared
That I
with
brought?
us.
Yeah.
For games like when some players have to die because there are few games. I think I remember a couple of games like that.
Hmm.
I clearly understand the frustration because you pretty much you'll spend the rest of the game just
You're
watching,
out.
right? You're out.
And
It's
there was nothing you
frustrating.
could do. There was nothing you could do to prevent your
And
elimination. It was not based on
mhm,
strategy. It was based on luck.
exactly. Yes, it's a pure Ameritrash. Um,
Pure luck.
exactly. Yes. So, but like you also say that something very important. You have to play with the wrong group of friends because probably will be like, okay, that's
Yeah.
just what I wanted. I just wanted to be, throwing cards and a crazy, a crazy game with
Hmm.
everyone just hitting and papa. It's also fun. There are some people that also find fun in those kind of games. So I
Yep.
totally understand that. And The second comment I had is, um, I don't know if this company specializes on creating games that can destroy friendships,
Okay.
but from the creators of Exploding Kittens,
Mm.
the
That's all
game,
you had to say.
yeah, exactly. The next game that I will talk about, and one of the games that I have been pissed more than once
Hmm.
playing the game, is Here to Slay.
Here
Here
to
to Slay.
slay.
Yeah, Here to Slay.
Oh, of course.
Have you played the game?
Nope. But just
Okay.
the fact that you said from the developers of Exploding
Oh,
Kittens,
Exploding
I can
Kittens.
feel that it was about the same feeling,
Yes, pretty much.
the same thing.
I honestly is the game I like the most from T Turtle for Unstable Games, which
Okay.
are the publishers of the
Okay.
game.
Yeah.
Uh, they also have like this unicorns game. What is the game? Unicorn stuff.
Um,
The other
I
game
don't
with the
remember.
unicorns, also Exploded Kittens, and
Hmm.
so from all the
Yeah.
games they have, even though I'll say something else about the other game, but right now focusing on the Here to Slay game. This game
Oh,
is about, yeah.
TJ
Ah,
plays
thank you,
reminds
TJ.
us
Yeah,
unstable
unstable
unicorns. Of
unicorns.
course. Thank you.
Thank you. Have you played Here to Slay, TJ? You probably will find that game.
TJ says
You
that
can check.
unstable unicorns is his favorite.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
You know.
actually, I think it might be a good opportunity that before we jump into your games, we might
Yeah,
as
would
well
be good.
address the comments.
Yeah, go ahead. Go on.
So,
One on one.
Haley, my wife, is
Hmm.
here on the chat, and she mentioned that Bristol 1350 has almost ended a few friendships around our table. Oh, that's
Oh.
another one. I forgot. Uh, so in Bristol 1350, we are playing as passengers that are trying to leave the
Mm,
city because the plague. We're all
the plague.
dying. Some players might be sick with the plague, and
Yeah.
you don't wanna be in the same cart that those people are.
No.
But at the same time, you're trying to escape, and only the first car to move out of the city are the ones that survive,
Mm-hmm.
unless there is a person that is sick
Within
in their
this,
cart.
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's been. Oh,
Mm.
and another. Well, just before we move on from Bristol, there is an action in Bristol where you can kick somebody from your car. If
Yeah,
they're
I love
behind
that
you,
one.
if
I
they're
love
if
that
they're
one.
behind you in the car, you can just do this is Sparta, kick them out,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they get pushed to the to whatever
Next.
cart is behind them.
Uh-huh.
So oh, that can trigger
Yeah. Yeah.
some feelings
Yeah.
inside you for sure.
I can easily imagine the player who was kicked from the car, like, I will see you in the hell, you more.
It's like I wasn't sick, but now I want to make you sick.
I want to meet you. Yeah, yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, it's a great game. Yes, I also have. I like that one too.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, next comment we'll have already read about the unstable unicorn from TJ. This is
Hmm.
some also one of the games that we have. So let's jump into the ones that we received through Instagram. The
Yep.
the the
From
the, 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 mhm,
the
the
people that got
question.
to share the games.
So let's start with Wonder Meeple. Adri
Hmm.
said,
Hmm.
Brew, Ticket to Ride, Azul, and Munchkin. So let me comment about these games. The games, at least the games I have played. So
Hmm. Hmm.
Brew, yeah, Brew is this very cute game where you are throwing dice and then you are competing to put those dice in some
Hmm.
regions around either the village or the forest locations. But if some player is already in some of the locations that you really really wanted, or maybe just because you are trying to get control of that region, you can just burn the dice and poof, blow that die and
Yeah.
kick out from the forest, and you can try to get the full control, because if you have control you will win the card and give
Yeah.
you more points. So yeah,
It
definitely
can be pretty
Brew is one
mean.
of the games. Yeah, it will be, it could be mean, definitely. Uh,
TJ agrees with us. His brew is a mean
it's
but adorable game for sure.
Yes, yes, definitely. Ticket to Ride. I understand the feeling of you blocked me.
Yeah,
I could, yeah. I mean, I think it is because of that. Audrey is in the chat, so she can tell us if
you can tell us a bit
that's why
more.
she considered Ticket to Ride a mean game or a game that
Hmm.
friendships.
Azul,
Azul, Azul is
interesting.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
not
wouldn't
fully
have thought that
interesting.
Soul has been mean. I guess maybe. Oh well, it could be. I can see when you're leaving. When
Right.
you can see the other player and you're like, okay, that player cannot take all these 5 red tiles. So if I give them the only option of
Yes,
getting those, they're all gonna be crushed, broken tiles and
you're
a lot
right.
of negative points.
You're
So you,
right.
I guess you could do a hate drafting,
Exactly. They're like, I will not win, but you will lose. That's for
but you're
sure.
gonna get
So,
a lot of negative
yeah,
points.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Munchkin.
I
Munchkin is
haven't played
another
Munchkin,
one
so
that
you
I
tell
have
about that.
for that I forgot to mention. Munchkin is, I would agree with her. That's a main game. That literally, it's a game. It's an old game. Also, I would
Mm,
say people consider it a classic game. Um, but you are trying to go different levels and you play
mm,
cards to fight to pass to the next level, pretty much. But people can help the monster that you're trying to fight so that you don't pass.
okay.
Yeah, instead of helping you, they help the other so that you don't advance. So I don't know, those games where you're like actively trying to like prevent the other player's progress like
Mm,
directly, I feel like those can be kind of like frustrating
hmm. Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. Definitely. Nice.
All right.
So we have the random people saying Bullet and Teeth and the
Oh, I have not
Wolves.
played that one.
So Bullet and Teeth is a party game when you are trying to survive a zombie horde, basically.
Okay.
But this horde you will play cards from the same suit in order to try to either eliminate all the zombies from the horde, or you
Hmm.
can pass the bait from, because the player who has the bait is the one who needs to destroy all the zombies in the horde. If that
Hmm.
player is not able to destroy all the zombies in the horde during their turn, that player is eliminated from the game, basically. So you can do like, okay, I'm fighting with all these zombies, but instead I don't have enough cards to destroy the whole horde. But you know what? I will just pass the bait to the next player. So you pass the bait, and then the
It's
next
like
player needs
it's
to
like hot
deal with the
potato.
horde.
It's like it's not my problem or take
Yeah,
it.
exactly, exactly. No, it's really
Wow.
fun. I mean, I played the game with him and with other friends, and we
Hmm.
have always had fun of it because he's like, "Oh, you got that," things like that.
You
Because
bastard.
you always curse the player who is giving you the bait, or that is not fully, or even the player who was able to eliminate the horde. You feel
Hmm.
like, oh damn, you should die, but you don't die. Why don't you die?
Just like, oh, my trap
Yeah,
failed.
yeah, exactly.
You were supposed to die.
You're supposed to die. What you doing here?
Oh man,
And
that sounds pretty
yes,
intense.
it's pretty cool, pretty cool.
He
And
also mentions the wolves. Again, I haven't played that one, but do you think
yeah,
it's a main game?
there's a couple of elements within wolves. One is you can owl wolves from another player, and by owling,
Hmm.
and sorry, not owling, is dominate wolves
Okay.
from another player. So when you dominate those beta wolves, because you have like small wolves which are beta,
Hmm.
and the big meeple or wolf meeples in the games, which are your
Hmm.
alphas.
Hmm.
So you cannot dominate the alphas because they are alphas, but you can
Right.
dominate the small ones. And when you
Mm.
dominate, you are changing sides. So you are replacing their wolves with one of yours. So
Oh,
yeah,
I can.
that
Okay, I
could,
can see that. I can see
and
that.
and the other one is also because you are competing for area control of some areas. You can, when you move your alpha and you have some um, small wolves that in the same area where you are landing, you
Hmm.
can kick out those wolves and move from one space away from where
Interesting.
you land. Yeah, I
Okay.
think those are the main part of the game, which
Hmm.
you can also, you were like, oh, I was trying to get that one, or I was just a move ahead to get my objective,
Okay.
things like that. I don't
Fair enough.
personally
Fair
consider
enough.
a 100% mean game, but I can see why it could be considered that one. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Hmm.
He also just mentions anything I play with my brothers, Mask and Maxi Maple. Anything becomes a danger. I guess you guys like to play quite aggressively,
Oof.
huh?
Oh, oh, we love that. We love to love to try to get pieces of each other every time in the table. Yes, it's very fun.
Yeah.
So we also have board games with B7
Mm-hmm.
saying we have Resistance, Lifeboats. I haven't
Oh,
played that one.
yeah.
Harvest. Wow. Okay. Mafia, Werewolf. Okay. Shadow
I
Hunters.
guess
I
I
haven't
guess
played that
werewolf
one.
can be quite frustrating, when you're
Yeah.
like a when the werewolves make a really good case and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's the werewolf," and you're like a good citizen, but people are just convinced and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh no, the werewolf, well, the
Uh-huh.
hidden werewolf is makes sense. This other
Mm-hmm.
guy is probably the bad guy. Let's eliminate him." And you're like, "But I'm a good guy. Why are you eliminating me? You're helping the bad guys."
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah. 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 Well, yeah.
yeah, so it
I
can
can
be
see.
frustrating, especially if you're eliminated in the first round.
Oh
You have
yeah.
to wait until
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of those games. Yes.
yeah.
We have Shadow Hunters. I haven't played that one.
Hmm.
Have you? Have you played
I
Shadow
have
Hunters?
not. I have not played Shadowhunters, Lifeboats, or Harvest. I guess I haven't played either.
Okay.
Quite interesting.
Munchkin. We have already talked about that
Uh
one.
huh.
And
Risk
we have two
and Monopoly.
classics, Risk and Monopoly. Risk, I can see why, because you can also the same thing. You can focus on one specific player and
Hmm.
and wipe out that player troops from the board. I
Yeah.
can easily see that why is a mean game, and I 100% agree with with that comment. And Monopoly. Let's see why Monopoly could be considered a main game or a main that can maybe because you sometimes can create those alliances as well when you say, okay, I can sell to you or I can give you some considerations when you land on one of my properties, and then but
Hmm.
you don't have the same considerations with other players or things like that, and
Yeah.
it could be frustrated also. Yeah, I
I
remember
guess
when I
so.
was a child. Yeah,
Being
ending the game
frustrated at
very, very,
Monopoly.
very, very, very angry at the end of, of a game of Monopoly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we also have Gamers Roach, Ale. He mentions power plants, a straight cutthroat, and cute game.
Hmm.
I don't, haven't played power plants.
Me neither. I have seen the
We'll have to
cover
look
of
it
the
up.
game. The cover looks mean, so for
Hmm.
me, yeah, it's like this
Is it a new game or
carnivore.
old game?
Yeah, it's. I think it was last year. We can find out in BGG. I
We'll
think it
have
was.
to look it up. Yeah, power
Yeah.
plants, very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In the
And we also
meantime,
have, yeah. Go ahead.
in the meantime, we have Alba from Meeples and Beninis
Hmm.
saying had some friends, a couple almost break up. Oh, because of analysis paralysis during Concordia. Wow, nice.
Concordia,
That
destroyer of relationships.
that's also a very very interesting point. That doesn't have to be. I mean, it doesn't need to be related with being mean during the game or
Hmm.
things like that. Just because you feel like okay, you
You took
tried.
too long to choose your action.
So this is very
Oh,
interesting, no?
it's a good
And
test.
especially Concordia. I mean, I have played Concordia. I really like the game. Um,
I have not.
yeah, um, I don't remember playing with some. Well, yeah, I know a guy that can take a turn like for years, but even though I don't think Concordia it's a game, at least from my experience, a game that can take you like long time to choose or decide will be your
Yeah.
your your action. But yeah, I mean it's good to know. Nice, it's a good experience.
Analysis paralysis, I guess, for people that have very little patience
So we have some
can be a trigger.
in the meantime. Yeah, we have. Oh, yeah, my wife also
Yeah,
comment here. Yes. So we have tournament at Camelot. Have you played the game?
I have not
It's
played Tournament at Camelot.
Tournament at Camelot is a trick taking game where you are basically I really love the thematic. The art is wonderful, it's amazing. um
Hmm.
the game is basically trick taking game where you're following suits and you have four suits, I guess,
Okay.
and the player who is playing the less powerful card during the what's the name of the trick during the trick.
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
it will take all the cards. So all the cards at the end of the round will hurt you or will punish you with 5 points of life. So you have a counter of
Mm,
300, I think, or 200. No, sorry, it's like 400 life point of health that you have. And
okay.
when one of the players that are playing has 0 points, the end of the game is triggered, and the player who has the most health at that time is the winner. So you are trying to
Mm,
survive. But it's mean because there are some special cards that can punish specific players. Like you
mm,
can target some players, so you know that this player is the most healthiest player right
mm-hmm,
now,
mm-hmm.
so you can start giving some cards or trying to get the cards to that player, so you try to balance the tournament and not giving just him or her
The victory.
to being yeah, exactly.
King
So
making. King
yeah.
making.
mm. So yeah,
Rough.
that's pretty much what it is. I really like the game, and there's a second game called Tournament at Avalon when you can. It's a sequel
Mm-hmm.
of the game, and you can mix and match the both games, and it's really
Okay.
very interesting. Yep.
Interesting.
Mm.
Very nice. Very nice. Very good stuff.
So
Thank you.
yeah, nice. Thank you. We'll
Thank you,
back to the
everyone.
comments, the live comments in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just let's continue with this section of the game, because I was talking about the games that I consider some um,
Yes.
games that can end friendship.
Friendship
Um,
destroyer.
so yeah, like I said, I was the game I was talking about was Here to Slay from
Mm-hmm.
Stable
Mm-hmm.
Games, right? And that game is basically a game where you are trying to win in two different ways. One is by having a complete set of heroes of different colors. There are, with counting all the expansions that are right now out,
Mm-hmm.
there are like, I think there are 8 or 9 different heroes or types of heroes.
Yeah.
So you win by having 7 in front of you. If you
Mm,
end your turn with 7 different color heroes or different type of heroes in front of you, you
mm,
win the game.
mm,
So basically, the way you can avoid that is by preventing the player to play that card with another card, like challenges
mm,
or things like. But you throw dice in order to win those challenge, and you are fighting all the time. You have modifiers for the dice. You have, so and the thing is, even when the challenge was triggered for some other players, you can
mm.
still intervene during that challenge and modify the dice for either of the players involved in the challenge. So yeah, it's so even when it's not your problem, you
It
still.
sounds like Munchkin.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't played Munchkin. That's why I don't know if
Yeah.
that's the case.
It's not, I mean, it's not, I guess it's also card based, but it's the same idea. You are trying to face a challenge so that you can progress
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
game, but everyone else is helping the challenge so that you lose.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I can see that there are some similarities in that part, but also there is another option that you can win if you defeat there will be always available 3 different monsters that you
Mm,
can fight. So if you are able to defeat those monsters by hit them with the number, show them. I mean, show in the cards, because some
mm-hmm,
monster requires a specific amount of points in your dice to be defeated.
mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, this monster will be defeated if you have like a 10 or more, right?
Yep.
So you can throw a 7, and then you can modify it and add 4 more points, so you have 11. That's okay. you
Mm,
you you defeated. But maybe other player had modifiers that, you know um, take points from the dice, and
fro-
maybe instead of
mm.
having 11, you have 7 again. So it's like
Yeah.
this.
So now so now you lost
Exactly. So
your
this
challenge.
is never 100% sure victory in the game. So it's all the time,
Correct.
and you can be mean in a very, very, very specific,
Direct.
direct ways. Yes, exactly, exactly.
Rough.
So
Rough.
that's
Rough.
one of my games, and the second game that I would like to talk about is another game that, when I discovered the first time, it didn't call my attention at first.
Hmm.
But then when I got the first box, it was like, okay, I need everything about the game. The game called is the name of the game is Unmatched. How you play Unmatched?
Oh, Unmatched. Yeah, no, I have not played, but I know the game.
Okay, so no,
Interesting. Okay.
In Unmatched, it's also a combat game. That's it. It's a
Is it
combat game.
is it one versus one, or can you play two versus two?
Yeah, you can play in teams now.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think starting the second box or so, you can
Hmm.
start building teams and you can play 2v2 because there are some maps that allows you to have more than only two fighters in the
Hmm.
table. So you can play in teams and play that way.
Okay.
But even though if you have three players, you can still play a game with three players, and it's
Hmm.
I mean, what's the name when you have to play all the other players, well, and defeat the other two? It's a wild combat. I don't remember the terminology for that.
So when you have to fight everyone versus everyone,
Uh
it's
huh.
like free for all.
Yeah, thank you. Free for all. Yeah, that was
Yeah, there you
that
go.
was the word it was. So yeah, it was a free for all. But there are some specific rules that you cannot attack the first player the first round, things like that. So try
Mm.
to have the game balance. And this is quite even when you don't have to uh, concentrate your efforts in defeating a specific player. Sometimes, most of the times, I guess, from the times I have played this game,
Hmm.
even when you're playing with three players, you can make teams defeat a specific player and then just take care of the other one. So try to create temporary alliances and
Okay.
then defeat
Yeah,
the
it sounds like the
strongest
free for
player.
all can be a bit chaotic.
Yes, exactly. So because there is no specific rule that you cannot attack two times in a row the same player, things like that. So you
So
can keep attacking
so you're
the
saying
same.
players can bully
Yeah, exactly.
one
Yeah,
single player,
yeah, exactly. You can have the other player in the floor and then still kicking it.
kicking them.
Yeah, yeah,
That does not
kicking the
sound like a
rest.
good time for the player that's on the floor.
No, that's also quite frustrated,
That's
and
why it's a
yeah,
friendship
yeah,
breaker.
yeah. Because it's
Makes
like,
sense.
why you're attacking to me, attacking to him? Like, no, I don't want to. Yeah, I have heard a lot of times the same thing. Like, now why you're attacking me now?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I just want to attack you. So yeah, that's pretty much the experience that I have playing that. I really like it. One of the main reasons why I like it is because there is like these crazy combinations that you can create in the matches.
Hmm.
Like you can play with Alice from Alice in Wonderlands versus Bruce Lee, or the
Or the
Tyrannosaurus
T-Rex.
Rex, the
Yeah.
T-Rex from Jurassic Park versus King
Pretty cool.
Arthur or Red Hood, Little Red Hood, or I don't know.
Mm.
It's really fun. Now they have the Marvel
Oh yeah.
rights, copyrights to include the Marvel characters in the game, so you can also
Nice.
play with the superheroes or villain for them and include it in any fight at all. And it's
Okay.
quite fun. It's quite fun. You can also try to have a specific or a favorite character and try
Hmm.
to specialize in that character in gameplay, because that's really cool. That's one of the cool parts of the game,
Hmm.
that you really can try to create a strategy for each one of the characters. So some characters are better if they are running away for a while and then attack, or if they are attacking from distance, or if they can cast spells, or they have
So you have to
companions.
adapt your
So
strategy.
yeah, that's why I love the game.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
mean, I
nice.
heard good things about it. Yes,
Hmm.
I don't have doubts that it's a
Hmm.
really good game, and
Hmm.
I can see how it can feel frustrating when it's a free for all and everyone's just attacking you.
Yep. Yeah.
But nice, nice,
Yep.
very good,
Yeah. What
good
if
games.
we back to some comments we have?
Yes, please.
Let's see where we left the last one. Let's see. We have yeah. We have Bullets and Teeth is good. Haha. It says TJ.
Mm-hmm.
Alba also mentioned that she never heard about Bullets and Teeth. Yeah, it's not
Same,
a game. It's not a game that it came
not
from
very popular.
a small publisher.
Mm.
Actually, that is I think that's the only game they have right now. We can I don't know if you can type the game in BGG and show them.
I'll find it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, And TJ says it plays a lot of people, right? But it's really fun hand management game. That's also true. Um, Audrey says I played Munchkin once, and that that was it for me. Haha. Maybe I need to give it another chance, but I hate it.
Mm,
I hated it. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
mm, mm.
TJ says we are not missing much with Munchkin.
No.
Ras thinks anything he loses at Ismin. Yeah, I mean, he's very, very bad playing games, so everything is bad for him. I totally agree with you, TJ. Adri says, and yes, Ticket to Ride is because people tend to play blocking you, but I also understand people need to complete routes. I hear people consider it mean because it's that. And also hate drafting. It's
Hate
not hate
drafting.
drafting.
It is hate drafting.
Is not a different way of
No, hate
drafting.
drafting is when you pick a card not because it's good for you, but because it's gonna leave an option that's terrible for the other player. It's
Yep.
when you leave no choice to the other player, but just having a terrible,
They
terrible choice.
supposed to plan their turn. It's their fault.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Alba mentioned, yeah, newish. I think I don't know what she referred. Sorry about that. But then she said, "Lol, I knew sound expected." I think she refers Concordia and the analysis paralysis part
Mm.
that causes
Yep.
the friendship breakup. Power Plants is a 2022 release. Yes, so it was last year
Yeah.
release.
I'm gonna look it
Um,
up. I don't think I.
Alba said, "I didn't see that coming." Exactly, these two were going to kill each other. People, the wife was going so slow on her turn, and you were right. It was baffling because you can only do very few things on your turn on Concordia, which I think added to the frustration. Yeah, I mean,
Mm,
yeah, like it's not a game where you have like it's not that hero game where you can uh choose among a long of locations and try to strategize. I mean, there
mhm.
isn't strategy involved in the game, that's for sure, but I don't see the point of taking years
Yep.
in a turn. Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Alrighty.
Hmm.
Well,
Thank you for your comment.
thank you everyone. Thank you for everyone live that commented and joining
Hmm.
us today, and everyone that responded to our Instagram story. We really appreciate it, and we get
Yep.
to learn about many games that we wouldn't have thought could be mean, or games that we knew were mean but we forgot. So
Yeah.
now I have a new list of games to avoid. Perfect.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
So part of the episode was trying. I think that the one of the purpose of the episode was trying to also cover this part of this other side of gaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
That some people enjoy more than others,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's also part of the hobby. Not not all the
There is a
games are
reason why
for
the
everyone.
games, those
Right,
type of
exactly.
games exist.
Exactly. Yes, exactly, exactly.
Yep.
And also, it doesn't mean that those games are bad. There are people
It
who
might just
enjoy
not
it.
be for you.
Exactly. So this is also part of the beauty of the hobby, the the variety of games that you can choose from, and the
Mm-hmm.
mechanics and the way you can love the hobby for many reasons. Not only one. Even it's not specifically that you only want to play games because you only love heroes, and you can or love only the games when you have conflicts, or
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Hmm.
Moving on, then I think we can move on to the very last section of the podcast, which
Is
is
that
where
time
we.
already? Wow.
It is. It's been 1 hour. I think it's time
Hmm.
for the chismecito or the news
Mm.
of the board game world. So,
Yep.
Masket, do you want to start or should
I
I
don't
start?
want, but I will. So,
Okay,
nah,
you
that's
got
okay.
this.
Nah,
You
that's
got
okay.
it.
Nah, I don't get it. There is for me. I tried to get a really uh good chismecito, really good rumor or whatever.
Gossip rumor. Okay.
But honestly, I only could see one thing in specific.
Okay.
There is an upcoming campaign for the IB Studios for Mischief. Uh, what's the name of the game? Is it
Mystic mischief.
Mystic Mischief? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the volume two. It's coming
Okay.
on Kickstarter. Talking about Kickstarter
Yep.
um, tomorrow.
Okay.
So it's one of the games that I have the chance to play just recently, and I
Okay.
really, really, really like it. Not
Oh
the past
wow.
week, because if not, I will be.
You play
I
it
will play it.
recently.
Yeah,
Okay.
but recently
You liked it.
I like it.
How many players did you play that?
Two, two
Okay.
players, two
So
players.
head to head.
Yeah, yes, head to head.
Hmm.
Um, but I still would like to try this weekend with my group of friends so we can play at four and
Okay.
see. But
See if it's convincing.
it's convinced. Yeah, I'm just this little just to
So wait,
once
is this a
again to get
game?
into them.
Is this a game that you have or someone else
Yeah,
have?
yeah, yeah. I have it. I had the chance. The publisher was very generous with me and gave me a copy of that for
Oh,
review.
cool.
So
That's pretty
yeah, I
cool.
have that and the expansions. So I have that copy, and
Hmm.
yeah, I'll probably I don't know soon we'll have a
Okay.
review
Okay.
on our Instagram account.
Perfect.
But yeah, it's coming and in Kickstarter. And the other game that I also wanted right quick to mention
Hmm.
that is
Yep.
coming to Kickstarter is Fromage from
Fromage.
yeah, it's like cheese
Okay.
in French. This is from Road to Infamy. Yes,
Yep.
that's the one. Fromage. Road to Infamy. The from the creator or the publishers that have Canvas. I don't know if you have played the game
No, I have
Canvas.
not played Canvas, but it's quite famous. It's been
Mm,
yeah, it's pretty. It looks pretty and it looks
it's
good.
amazing. It's amazingly produced, and it's a second expansion coming. Thank you,
Hmm.
Alba. Yeah, hopefully. I also looking forward for my review.
We're all waiting, asking me, Paul, why are you
Yeah,
wasting your time in the podcast?
now
Get
I have feel
working.
the pressure. Oh, it's too much. So yeah, from which I also have the chance to try it in Gen Con. I tried
Okay.
the demo.
Okay.
The even when it was a demo copy, it was amazing. You can see yeah those in images there. Um,
So
there
worker
is this
placement.
kind of yes cheese placement,
Interesting.
cheese placement
Cheese placement.
because you have to put
Interesting.
your cheese pieces around the rondelle that you have in the center,
Oh,
and
aging
based
in
on that,
cheese.
yeah, yeah, it's
Interesting.
quite nice. I will also that's for sure. I think that will be the next content that I will post it in my account because I really want
Looks
to
cute.
share. Yeah, I really want to share some images about it and talk about it. So if you're interested, you will definitely would like to take a look on some information that we'll have
Hmm.
available for the game. And
Hmm.
if you at the end things fits for you, it will probably likes you. I mean, you can take a look more in deep and try to check also the Kickstarter campaign and see if that convinces you. But
Yep.
yeah, those are the ones that I would like to shout out
Oh,
tonight and give a chance to share with the audience. So back to
okay.
you, boss.
Very good. So some Kickstarter news. Excellent.
Hmm.
Excellent. I also want to talk about a couple of games that have recently been mentioned or brought out to the public, and one of them I think most
Mm.
people have seen already. It's I'll have to say it's bee related. Do
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about? It's about
Mm,
bees
uh,
from a quite a famous publisher that is known for uh, games like Sight and Wingspan and yeah,
Steinmeier
Steinmeier
games.
games. And the game I'm talking
Mm-mm.
about is
Mm.
Apiary.
Up
That's their latest
here.
game that they just mentioned
Yes,
like I don't know a couple
sir.
days ago.
Yep.
Oh man, I gotta say it looks very
Mm-mm.
interesting. Um, I saw his video he posted recently about his favorite games, and that's where he talks about
Right.
a little bit more. And he he seems to have been well. He's not a designer, but it seems that the game
Mm-mm.
is a bit inspired on Solkin or the Mayan calendar. But the
Mm-hmm.
aspect of the game that it's inspired on is the aging of your workers. So in the Tolkien, the Mayan calendar, what happens is that you put your worker on a rondel, and this rondel keeps moving. So as you leave your worker without picking it up to activate the action, it just keeps getting better and better and better as the turns go on. So you have to make decisions between leaving your worker there or taking it so that you can take the action and have another worker to go do a different action. So it's very delicious, delicious.
Sir, I just want to say, sorry to interrupt, that you are
Yes,
just describing from
I'm
in the same way
fromage.
because yeah, because they have also
I
rondels
saw, yeah.
when you have to place your pieces and you can
Uh-huh.
age your
Apparently that's the hot mechanism
rondels.
of this
Rondels
year.
are yeah, rondels
Rondels with
are
aging.
hard.
I don't
Yes.
think this one is specifically a rondel,
Okay.
but I think what it does is that here I'll share this picture. I
Mm,
think your workers, which are the bees,
okay.
you rotate them as turns go by. I think I don't know all the details. I haven't read the rules, but you make them better. You make them their actions better as they just stayed on the table.
Okay.
But the whole idea is that humans have died or disappeared, and the bees were super developed, and now they're the ones conquering
Mm,
the world.
mm.
So they call it. It's
There
pretty much
should
a
be.
worker placement with some aging, and
Mm.
the interesting part is that they also have. I think they say they're gonna have 20 different factions. Kind of like
What?
it reminds
What?
me kind of like tapestry. Tapestry
Uh-huh.
where you
Yes,
have
yes, yes, yes.
all
Yes.
different factions. So I don't know how different these factions are gonna be
Mm-hmm.
because in Tapestry the factions are very different.
Mm-hmm.
But you know
Mm-hmm.
that having very asymmetric factions can bring up some potential unbalance on the game,
Exactly. What is the
which
root? Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. Uh-huh. Then.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
It remains to be seen how APR is gonna play. I don't know when the release date is going to be, but it seems interesting. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the theme catches my attention for
Got
sure.
it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. No.
Then, yeah.
I would like to say that unfortunately for me, I had this experience with the Stone Mayer games where I consider from the games they have or he has,
Hmm.
the games that I like the most are the games that he developed, which
Oh,
are
okay.
yeah,
Wait, so you're saying you
and
you
only
didn't like Wingspan?
no, but
Okay,
yeah, but the
okay.
other game,
With an exception.
but like oh, it's not close, yeah, so yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
with the exception,
Fair enough.
but yeah, we'll see. I mean,
Yeah, we'll
we're
see.
not talking about Pendulum, right? But
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't even look at that one.
mhm.
I
No,
got tempted.
you
I
don't.
got
No,
tempted when it went very cheap. It was like almost for free. I was like,
there
maybe
should
I
be a
can
reason
spend
why, right?
$10 to try the game. But then I was like, no,
Why you think it was
I don't
that
have
cheap?
space anymore. There is no space now. Space is one of the limited
No,
factors.
no, no. I think, yeah.
But yeah. All right, I
What?
have one more. I
Yeah.
have one more game I want to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
and that game is called Civolution.
Civolution.
Civolution. Yes, I just saw this
Okay.
one recently. It was on
Okay.
the hot games at BGG.
Mm.
It looks like a very heavy Euro game,
Oh, it's
which
from
is perfect.
Stefan.
It
It's from
is from
Stefan.
Stefan Feld. He is
Mm.
designer of Castles of Burgundy, among other
Burgundy. Yes,
famous games.
sir. Yes, sir.
And oh, I forgot to mention, sorry, when I was talking about Apiary, that the designer is Connie Bogelman, and that's her first game.
Okay. Okay.
Just like I think, well, no, that's not true. I was gonna say that Wingspan was the first game for
Elizabeth Hargrave.
Elizabeth, but it wasn't. She had already made a couple of small games. So
Mm.
according to BGG, this is the first game for
The
Connie,
designer
which
of okay.
the designer of Apiary. But anyway,
Okay.
moving on to Civolution. This one it's a dice selection where the theme is that we're like kind of like god beings, and we're designing civilizations.
Mm.
We're making civilizations, and we're in this university about how to be a god and how to create civilizations. So in the game, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be placing dice, and I think we're going to be moving along a tech tree,
Okay. Okay.
and that's going to start to specify how our civilization is. It's going
Mm.
to start describing our civilization. There's not much known besides that. This is like taken exactly from description here, but right now there's like no images besides
The
just
cover. The
the
cover.
cover,
Mm.
which
Okay.
yeah,
But it sounds
it catches my
interesting.
attention for sure.
It sounds interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be a Kickstarter.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's just coming out straight to retail.
Different
Remains to
games.
be seen.
I don't remember
Other games from
other
it.
games from them. No. Well, we'll see.
Um,
Well,
uh,
I'll see. Yeah,
I
I'll
feel
take a
like
look.
there is one that I heard about recently, but
Mm.
I don't I don't remember right now. Well,
No, that's okay. That's
they
okay.
have a couple. They have like Sky
Mm-hmm.
Mines,
Sky Mine. Okay. Beer and
Beer and
bread. Okay.
Bread,
Okay.
Corrosion,
Corrosion.
Juicy
Oh, we'll
Fruits,
see. Well,
Renature.
none
They
of
got a
those games
couple.
have none of those games I played before. So that, well, probably because I think they're collaboration. They're not the only publishers of those games,
Right, they
right?
published with other publishers. That's true.
Publishers. That's probably why.
Yeah,
So
well, those were the two games I wanted to share with you that got me excited. That I'll keep an
nice.
eye on.
Perfect. Sounds
Yeah,
cool. Perfect. So that
perfect.
closes our chismecito of the week. That's great.
hmm
So now I don't know if you have any comments to close the show
Yeah,
with tonight.
I would just like to, thank our viewers, thank everyone that has been on the chat. We had TJ there, Adri was there,
Alba.
Alba was there, Haley at some point was there too. Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
thank you everyone for joining us on the the live
Yep.
streams, and we look forward to seeing you next week
And
potentially.
for
We
and
love
for
that.
yeah, thank you. And I also want to thank the people that also have watched our first episode that was recorded in YouTube. Thank you so
Also,
much.
especially the people who have subscribed to our YouTube
Oh
channel.
yeah.
You
Mwah.
guys are extra special.
Kisses in
Thank
your
you.
disses.
Thank you.
Kisses in your disses. And
Kisses from Mask and Maple.
yeah, I cannot feel anything through the
Oh
mask.
well,
That's okay.
there you go. There you go. That's okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, thank you very much.
thank you so much. It's been fun. Once again, we have had some love and uh, the things that we are expecting from our podcast, just to
Yep,
have a fun time and talking about games, which is one of the things that we enjoy the most in this life.
we do.
So thank you so much to all of
hmm
you. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week, if possible. If not, just living through and try to catch you next week because we will be here. That's for
We'll be
sure. We
here
will be here. We promise
waiting
that.
for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also have um, selected the theme for or the topic for the next episode. We will share it with you
On
um,
Instagram
on Instagram earlier. Well, soon.
at some point next week.
At
So
some point in the week.
make sure to follow us on Instagram so you
Yes,
can,
please.
you know, know what's happening with After Game Night podcast.
Yep. Thank you. So thank you once again.
All
Have a good
right.
night.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.